Hello guys, so in today's video we are going to build this awesome meme like app in HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So as you can see there is one meme, it pop out automatic by the system after some time, and if you are click on this button like change me, then it's also changing our meme. Like again I am clicking it, so again my meme is changed again. So again my meme is changed. So today we are going to build that only. So I am not building whole app, like there is one functionality also, like there is one more functionality, like you can see that after some time the meme is changed. Then another functionality is like our styling, like our background is very nice here, so I am not going to do that it also. And yeah, but that's it. And basically I am providing the app, like you have one meme, and while you are clicking on the change meme, it will change the meme only, and other functionality you can build on your own, so that you also learn something new here. So let's get started. So first of all, here is my output, or you can see that we are going to code this. So I am just removing it because we are going to starting from the scratch, and this is API which we will use for the generating the random meme. And if you see here, just first for demo purpose I am calling that API. So you can see that it generate, like here is in preview section or preview array of strings, we have one random meme. Like if you open it, then it is one random. Again I am calling this API, it generate another random meme. So I guess you got that point of why I am using this API. And by the way, this API is open source, it is free, and these memes are I am seeing their code. So these memes are buffer down for Reddit API. So Reddit, you all know it, what is Reddit, and it's free only, I am guessing. So let's just first make one basic structure here. So for basic structure I require one image. So let's take one meme only for our purpose. So let's call it, but let's call this API. Then this is our meme. Copy paste the path right now. Like what we have here, like in output you can see that we have one box, main box you can guess, and then we have one h1, then we have one image, and then we have one button. So unlike okay, so let's create one div. The class name will be the container, and then we have one h1 which call, just copy paste meme hub, not meme hub, is meme hub. Sorry for making spelling mistake in the index. I have to like is meme hub, not meme hub. So you can see here also meme hub. That's okay, we have some mistake in our code, that's okay. So let's just put one image element here, image, and I will give them class like image for targeting it, or in the JavaScript section I will explain why I am giving it class. Or you can just we do for adding CSS, we give the class, and we have one button, class name will be the btn, and just it like change, let's say here is change, and we have all the meme is display, and here our change. So let's start doing CSS, and I do what sucks for purpose, like I want to see your, you can use also bootstrap here. So I will go bootstrap. By the bootstrap is a utility which gives you the by default functionality of JavaScript and CSS. By the, like they have one custom layout or custom component like input, output, and it is purely responsive. So we are going to use only button here. I am not going to use whole bootstrap for my project. For some of you might not know what is bootstrap, though that's why I'm just that's why I'm just giving some light about this, or you can also like we have to use buttons fix, not we are going to we have to use simple buttons. And there is okay, inbox let's say where I'm going to find buttons. Okay, here it is. We are going to use this danger type button. And by the way, danger is just like see Bootstrap give their color like red to danger, success, green to success. These are the name only. So we are going to change this, and just we have by default class btns, and just changing here change. And now you can see that in output our button is changed. So let's make our content some styling so that our app looks nicer. So let's open styles tab, styles tag open, write container because our main class is container, and we are going to make it display flex. And by the way, if you are new in web development, then I must recommend it to you to see what is Flexbox, because it is very useful tool. And now we can like say align item center, justify content center. Now if you can see that our most of things are done. Here is flex direction by default is row, so we want flex direction column, flex direction column. And then we are going to style container width. We want by default width to let's say 70%, and it's always margin 0 auto, so that it will center in the horizontal axis. Okay, now we are going to change some styling in the image. Let's target is img, and we are going to give some height, let's say 40 area, and that's it. Okay, let's make little bit smaller. By the way, you can do here only in the console, and when you are working with responsive, then I use this layout, but we are not making also responsive also. I'm giving you tasks also, and if you want, then I can also in next couple of videos I can explain how can we responsive and how to make background like this. Also we can discuss, but our basic functionality will be done in today's video only. So let's just image height to something else so that it will not go out of our screen and look nicer. So 28, let's say 25. Okay, 25 will be the enough width, height I guess, and then I will go target all the component in container, and I will leave some margin to it like 1 rem so that they look okay, nice. And by the way, and we are going to say all the things are width 100, not at all. We are going to target dot image of container and dot container dot btn and make a width to 100%, so that our button and image are taking 100% of width. And now you can see our image is likely out of the not looking nicer, so just change here 50%, let's say, and it is let's make it 40%, and okay, so this is okay. So now our now main, this is all for this basic app css. Now we are going to like, when I click on change, it will show me the random views, and when I click on refresh also it will show me the random views. So let's first and for making that request to this API, we are going to use Axios. So what is Axios? If you not know, so just Google it, and here it's, and here find axios.com, and you can let's say this link, go to main section, and go to docs, and here find, okay, do not search in here all always. We can also search like Axios docs documentation also, we can say that, and just head over to the GitHub page. You can also go their website page, and we are going to use in HTML, so we are going to see how we can work in our basic HTML part. So here are the installing ways. If you are using Node.js, like if you have Node application or React application, you can use this npm or yarn command, or also using in browser to install Axios. So we are going to use this API. So just copy paste that HTML path, and just and always try to make your script at the end of your code. And here we are opening one script tag for writing our image, and on click on this, we are on click on this button, like we can see on click change, on click, whenever we click on this button, we are going to call one function change, and this is a syntax, so I do not have to elaborate about it, I guess. And then let's first of all let's get our all elements. So what we want button mg document dot, we are selecting our image dot img, and then okay, that's it. Our we only need image because we are going to change src of image only. Button is on click on button, we are going to call function change. Okay. So now what I want you, if you are following it or not following it, I do not know, because this is very basic tutorial. So if you are trying one by your own, or sorry, if you try in your own, so how you can change our image randomly, or on click on this change function. So I'm highly encourage you to, or telling you that writing your change function by yourself only. So right, and I guess you write it or not, so just follow it. I am writing, so just create one function change, and make sure that name are same only. So this is our function, and for testing purpose I am just logging it console log call, and just for saying that our function is calling or not, we are going to like console, and again it not calling. So what's happened here? So if you are seeing here also on click change function will call, okay, by default is converted into the okay, here it converted into the small letters, not at all. Let's say my name is same or not, change function, yes, we have the same name. Then we are going to call it on click, and here okay, there is problem in that port. Okay, now I think everything works fine. Yes, function is calling. So what we are going to get first, so we are, and by the way, this will be the async function, because we want that API to give that output first. So we are going to const response equal to await, and Axios, we are going to Axios, and where I am getting this Axios from this link. If I open this link, let's say, to here it all the code of Axios, how we can make a request, this one, all of that. So yeah, so we are getting the Axios, we are going to get request, and where is our API? This is our API, and right now just console log the response, console log this one. And why am I saying that you have to use await? Let's see. First of all, I am just showing it what we are getting in the response. So we are getting the data, and here our whole API data we are getting here. So what is the benefit of using Await? So if you are aware of the concept of web API in our browser, like our browser has own V8 in Chrome. We have V8 engine for running our JavaScript code or any other code, and another browser like my Mozilla Firefox said that monkey like, I'm not remembering name of the compiler, but here you can see that every browser has their own I can say, okay, let me write document dot is design mode on. I think I have to elaborate something. I am want to tell you why we are using await here. Like you can see that every assume that this is one browser, so every browser will has what every browser will it receive packet and give you the output as HTML, CSS and JavaScript. HTML, CSS is used for your making that web page look, and JS is something like which will run when you interact with the website. So sometime we are going to make API calls or fetching data from our server, so it may happen that our JavaScript or browser gets stuck in the just calling that API and waiting for the response, and for longer time user do not get any response here. Like let's say in change me function, and now I am calling that API only and none of the things are happening, so my browser that website may hang. So because of that, there is one concept of uh, web API. Actually not web API, there is another name, but you can assume that there is one functionality given by browser that some of the JavaScript function like API calls by default, API calls uh, or we can say API calls, or we have one like you can set interval function. We have set interval and set timeout function. That function will not execute by line, or the browser not or compiler not wait for them to execute by default. So they will go to the web API things, and there they execute, and there one stack will be queue will be created, and based on the queue our main JavaScript stack will, when they empty, then that answer will go our stack and execute. But okay, this is very confusing, although you can see one video on the YouTube. So let's say let's just I am clearing you what here happening. So forget about change function for some time, and let's say at the starting of our page load we are going to do console log 1, and we are going to set timeout, and it is only one function, and which is console logging console dot log 2, and okay, and it will run after 1 second, or let's say I am going to 0 second. It is very useful. Console you will make mocks, it will make more sense to like here. So by the way, if you know what set timer do, after this interval time it will execute this function back call, and here you can see 0 second in like nothing. So what is the expected output is 1, 2 and 3, but let's see in browser what we get. And if you open right click and console, so we get 132. Why we are getting 123? Because by default any set timeout or interval, and not by default, always set timeout and set interval like function or API call and many more things which are not used in directly to the website. Like after some time they will give the response, and our website basically their response they give or response or not give the response. Our website main functionality should not be break or should not be in the waiting times. Because of that, we can assume that our browser is here, and for very good, and we have one web API here, and below that let me make it very and below that here you are client. So you are client here. So basically for some functionality browser do not compile it. It gives wait web API where API give the output, then this will go to the browser V8 engine, or in Chrome V8 and another browser has their own engine for compile JavaScript. Then it compile and execute by based on our text. Basically here our JavaScript stack is empty or not, and here there are bunch of set timeout functions, so they were executed based on the which time they are called. Like here let's say we have it is 2 1 2 2 2 3. The first of all we get 2 1, then 2 2 and 2 3, and if you can see that in our browser we are getting 2 1 2 3. This is basic use of any API or async nature of the JavaScript, and it is very useful, like real time our browser how handle our JavaScript code. And like and here if I am not use await here, then our API is called but our browser do not know. Like after some time it will know when console logging it, so our response is not getting fulfilled, so it will go that promise will like at this time where we are doing console log, our promise is not like our promise is not executed, or we can say our answer is still in web API stack. And so here you can say promise is pending, and this is our answer, but we are not we are using it after some time. So because of that we have to use await here when we are making the call API request, that we need to change it after it required after change. And now let's just take our meme link from this API data. So if you see in the meme, so first meme is like all meme are same, but last meme have high quality. So we are going to take this meme only, that meme only. So we are going to get that link. How we can take, we have response. In response we are going to get data, and in that data we have one function like preview, or you can see that array list of integer sorry array of strings. So yes let me drink some water, then I will explain further. Okay, so we have our data here. So let's just make this array, and then just make our link to link. And what is our link? Link will be the part of any array element. What is we have to get last element -1, and we are going to check our image src change to this link only, and that's it. Our main change function will be the, that's it for like you am clicking meme is change, you can see that again meme is change, again meme is change. So that's all about I guess I'm able to explain what is X5. We are using await and unseek here, and if you are not understanding, like most of first time we don't get something, so there is one video in YouTube, you can search for it. I'm not remember it, but just async call in the JavaScript, and we get first to it is video by JSON config channel, I guess. So you will better understand what I am going to tell, what I am trying to tell you about that web API things, So yeah, our main functionality will have on change click our meme is changed, and we have to make like the default meme also we have to check. Like you guess it, what you have to do, we have to just call change function here, and by refreshing it our meme also change. Okay, so first this one, another function will be the change only. So yeah, there are some nice meme and there are not some nice meme. Okay, so that is for this basic Avin experience JavaScript. So API, like write very less code, and now I'm giving to you like create this background, and after some time this image will change automatically. Do it. Okay, so thank you for seeing this video. If you like it, and I guess I am able to tell you that why we are using the same function, how we can create this type of apps, and how we can integrate our API call in just browsers, basic static HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files only, or in the browser client side only. So thank you. And by the way, if you want more about like this technology or daily how we can use all of the technologies, or read the blogs, and this is my website link, and you can go any blog and reading it, and yeah, and this is for me. If you know where this is about me, if you know who I am, so this is all my information. Okay, for thank you for seeing this video. I will catch up in the next video. Thank you.